Welcome to some Sidisi, Wicked Witch of the West Coast. We're going to hit the east side of that LBC on that mission, trying to find Mr. Warren G. So, mount up, regulators. As far as our opening hand, yeah, I like this hand a lot. We've got double scry in the hand, the scurry, the fever, and the doubling season. Yes, we're going to keep on this one. I actually like this a lot. And then we're on the play, so we're going to be able to lead off with a land drop. Let's go ahead and go for Temple of Mystery. Actually, let's go for Temple of Malady. Get the scry going, the scurry, the fever, the insanity, the descent into madness, Liliana's death's majesty. Yeah, let's go and put that on the bottom. That gives us something to work towards. We can use that in addition to doubling season. Anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. We're playing Sidisi, Brute Tyrant. Whenever Sidisi enters the battlefield or attacks, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then, whenever one or more creature cards are put into the graveyard from your library, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Let's go and get that popped over there, and then we'll cover Prime Speaker Zagana in just a second. Nothing for 2. Let's go and go for Temple of Mystery. Get the double scurry going. Double fever, the double insanity, Balthor the Defiled. Let's do this. We're going to put Balthor on the bottom for right now. If we had a lot of mill going, let's say we had Hedron Crab or at least Life from the Loam, we're getting a lot of dredging going, I would go for Balthor, but at this point we just don't really have that much of a graveyard going. We're playing against Prime Speaker Zagana. Enters the battlefield with X+1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among creatures that you control. Whenever it enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to its power. And then we draw into City of Brass. Let's go ahead and go for... Don't want to go for Woodland Cemetery. It's going to come into play tapped. I do want to get down Plague Belcher. Let's go for Catacombs. Let's go and crack that. Let's go and grab an Underground Sea. I think that sounds pretty good. Underground Sea. Let's go for Plague Belcher. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then anything else, kick it back over there. We cover both Commander's free time. We can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be Sidisi. Hope you like the art down on the bottom left corner. That is from Run the Jewels. It's a rap group that I've been listening to a lot recently. Our opponent does go for Counterspell on Plague Belcher. So, yeah. That happens. But as far as Run the Jewels, yeah, it's a rap group that I've really been enjoying lately, and they have some really good music. So if you're looking for a new artist to listen to, definitely give them a shot. That's where they use that same kind of like that hand motion for a lot of their albums. So I don't know, it just looks pretty cool. And then I saw the zombie hands that I've been wanting to update. Let's go and go for Woodland Cemetery. Let's go for Sidisi, and I'll kind of talk about that over there. That's going to be blue, and then tap out for black. Get down Sidisi, put the top 3 cards of our library into our graveyard. There we go. And then next turn we'll be able to shock in Breeding Pool, go for City of Brass, and then get down Doubling Season. All right, we do hit an Undead War Chief too. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, so a lot of their album art uses that kind of like your left hand with the 2 fingers and then the other one making a fist. And so it was zombies, and I've been wanting to update Sidisi, and here we are. And plus, it kind of fits on theme. Like, if you like the intro at the beginning of the video, that's from Regulators by Nate Dogg and Warren G. And it's one of my favorite rap songs, so I felt it was very fitting to be running their logo down there. So if they see it, shout out to y'all. Really enjoys y'all's music. All right, drawn to Cavernous Souls. Let's go and go for Breeding Pool. Yeah, I like that. We're going to pay 2 life on this one. And let's go and go for Doubling Season. This is going to give us 2 purposes. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then anything else. Yeah, I mean, we could swing in with the zombie, but it's not going to do much. Yeah, let's go and swing in with Sidisi, because we're going to get that trigger. I always forget that Sidisi can swing in. So even if they can block, we need to get that extra trigger going. All right, we're going to go for Sidisi, start swinging in, get those cards going in the graveyard. Hopefully, maybe we get like a dredge option. Life from the Loam would be absolutely wonderful. But if we don't, that's not the end of the world. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass it to our opponent. Now, our opponent did get down As Foretold, so we have to watch out for that. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on it, and then they get to cast spells equal to the number of time counters on it. So that's definitely a pretty cool card, especially in Commander. You know, if you're running any sort of proliferate, that would definitely make it even that much better. But it's really not that slow of a card. I used to play a Grixis build with As Foretold. Now, I was running Ancestral Vision. That really does kind of help kind of get things accelerated when you're able to Ancestral Vision off of As Foretold. But you'd be surprised how long certain games go to where you can really get down As Foretold and get some really good, get some spell slinging going with it. It makes for a pretty fun deck. But yeah, as far as Run the Jewels, I like 90s rap. That's probably one of the music genres that I listen to the most. And like Wu-Tang Clan and a bunch of old kind of 90s rap. I don't know. Oh, Deltron. If you haven't listened to Deltron, do yourself a favor. Listen to Deltron 3030. Just put it on from start to finish. Don't mix it up or anything. And it's just real good. It's like a sci-fi rap album. And Deltron, he's also Del from Del the Funky Homo Sapien. And I forget which artist group he was from. I can see their thing, but I can't remember exactly what it's called. But anyway, the Funky Homo Sapien. Always thought that was an interesting name. All right, so we have Doubling Season down. If we go for Liliana, we're instantly going to be able to go for the -7 ability, but I think at this point I like plussing up and getting a zombie onto the battlefield. Let's go ahead and go for that. Let's get down City of Brass. Let's go ahead and go for Liliana's Death Majesty. It's going to be 1-2. Tap out for one more black. Get down Liliana. We'll be able to plus up on that one. And as far as other planeswalkers in here, I think Liliana's the only planeswalker, so we're not going to be able to get in a spot to where we've got this really, we can go for an ultimate or something like Vraska on the battlefield. All right. Ooh, look at that. 2 zombies off Liliana. I'm loving it. And then we do mill into a Diagraph Colossus, triggering Sidisi too. All right. So the only thing really missing at this point would be something like Shepherd of Rot. It'd be fun to get that going. Let's go ahead and push in with Sidisi. Yeah, let's go and swing it, push in Sidisi and Zombie. I kind of like swinging in with both on this one. All right, get that Sidisi trigger. We end up milling Crypt Breaker. It gives, look at those zombies. All right, now we are getting into spots where we need to watch out for Cyclonic Rift. That's not going to be too good for us. But at least at this point right now, we've got a really good board state going. All right, swinging in for 5. See if our opponent's going to offer up any chump blocks. There we go. They're going to offer up Vorwell as a chump blocker. Not technically a chump blocker, but just as a blocker. And then we'll see if they're going to go for that Vorwell activation at the end of the turn. Yeah, they're going to double the number of each kind of counter on target permanent. So if that's... Oh, looks like they might have missed an activation on accident. All right. Or if they wanted to take a counter off Vivid Creep, we don't know what's in their hand. Maybe they have some more green spells. But yeah, and as far as this particular build of Sidisi, this is not all in zombies. There is a very strong zombie sub-theme. Like we have stuff like Undead War Chief. That way, it's just really high impact cards. Like, look at, we have 7 zombie tokens on the battlefield. Simply casting Undead War Chief out of our hand makes our board state that much better. Another fun winning condition that we do have for the deck is we're doing a lot of milling. So if we do get in a spot to where we get down Dread Return, or we mill into Dread Return, we can sacrifice 3 of our creatures and bring a creature card out of the graveyard. And we're also running Crater Hoof in here, so Crater Hoof really gets those zombies moving. They're normally kind of slow, but when Crater Hoof gets his hoof on the battlefield, that gets some good stuff going. Now, as far as Liliana, we can't go for the -3 activation, return target creature card from our graveyard. If we want to be aggressive, we could go for the minus ability on Undead War Chief. Let's see, though. Let's go and go for Grizzly Salvage. Maybe we can make a pretty good board out of this one. Let's go and go for Grizzly Salvage. It's going to be black and then green. Look at the top 5 cards of our library, put a creature or land from them into our hand. Opponent's going to flash in Dictator Crufix, okay. And we'll see if we can't... close this one out. Go Gary, Lotlet Troll, and go Gary Thug. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and put, we have Cavern of Souls in the hand. Let's go ahead and grab Lotlet Troll. I like that. It's going to be another zombie hitting the battlefield off for Sidisi. And then let's go ahead and go for the Undead War Chief activation. I think that's good. It's going to be -3, return Undead War Chief. That's going to give us a pretty good bonus. It's going to be 4 3s on that one. And then let's go ahead and go for Path of Discovery. And actually, we should have gotten that down just a little bit earlier. We would have gotten a little bit extra value off of the Path of Discovery on that one. So that's a little bit of a sequencing error on my part, if you saw that. I just now saw that we had Path of Discovery. All right, there we go. Going to go and get that down. Let's go and go for Cavern of Souls. We're going to go ahead and name... probably on this one, since we need Sidisi to stick on the battlefield, we need to name Naga. There we go. And I always forget that Sidisi is a zombie too. I mean, not a zombie, and it's always, I don't know why, I just want to assume that she's a zombie. Alright, let's go and push it on this one. Yeah, I think we're okay with swinging to Sidisi again. Get a few more zombies onto the battlefield. We are looking at a pretty good chunk of damage swinging across. We've got, let's get that Sidisi trigger going. But we got 7 zombies swinging in at 4. That's going to be 28, so that will be lethal if our opponent doesn't offer up any blocks on this one. And then especially with Sidisi. Alright, Scatter Claim, let's go and put that into the graveyard. And see what else off this Path of Discovery. Dread... Oh, yeah, we're going to put that in the graveyard for sure. Alright. And then anything else swinging across on that one. But I don't think there's anything that we can do on the back end to help us with that one. Actually, yeah, they need to block on one of the zombies, because unless they have a bounce spell. Alright, put our opponent down to 0. But it might have not been looking good for our opponent with 4 cards in the hand and the zombie army swinging across. But you can see how powerful Sidisi can be, simply getting down Doubling Season and using something like Liliana to get that additional milling, and then Path of Discovery. So, anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to some Sidisi, Wicked Witch of the West Coast. We're going to hit the east side of that LBC on that mission, trying to find Mr. Warren G. So, mount up, regulators. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, it looks pretty good. I think we'll keep on this one. Hope you like the intro. That's Nate Dogg, Warren G. Pretty good song on that one. Regulators, if you haven't heard that one. A lot of fun. Let's see if our opponent's going to keep on 6 or not. There we are. I'm just going to get down, I think, Catacombs. I think that'd be good. And then anything else, we're going to go pass turn to our opponent. We're playing Sidisi, Brood Tyrant. Run those zombies, get them onto the battlefield. Hope you like the bottom left, the art in the bottom left corner. That is from Run the Jewels. It's a rap group that I've been listening to a lot recently, and I highly recommend them. They're really good, and yeah, they got some good music, and that's their. I'm not necessarily. It's just basically like little hand motion. They have different little logos like that. And I don't think it's pretty cool. All right, let's go and crack Catacombs. Let's go and grab a. We have Bayou in the hand. Let's go and grab a black blue source. Actually, let's go and grab Breeding Pool. That way we can grab another blue source off Marsh Flats. Not going to pay 2 life on this one. I have that come into play tapped and then kick it back over to us. All right. Let's go and get down Marsh Flats. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and shock on this one. I want to make sure we have our mana base established. Just go and grab, pop this out just a little bit. Let's go and grab Underground Sea. Excuse me, we forgot we had Underground Sea, so we didn't have to shock. Let's go and get down Shepherd of Rot, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. We're playing against Sliver Queen. Got off to the Birds of Paradise start on that one. That's going to be Wooburg, and then for 2 colorless mana, create a 1/1 colorless Sliver creature token. Opponent's going to go for Thoughtseize. Sure, take it. The only thing that I mean, I guess they could take Embalmer's Tool. The good thing about Embalmer's Tool is that we're going to get a lot of Sidisi activations off of Embalmer's Tools if we can get a lot of zombies onto the battlefield. So as far as what we've got going on, that would definitely be a good thing to take. But taking Diagraph Colossus isn't the end of the world either. We're going to miss out on the zombie spells. And this deck isn't really that heavy of a zombie tribal deck. We do have a few zombies in here that are low. Ooh, Hedron Crab. All right, excuse me. All hands on deck. Let's go and get down Hedron Crab. He likes to be on the battlefield as quickly as possible. Let's go and go for Bayou. Send that Hedron Crab trigger over to us. Yes, get that graveyard going. Let's go for Embalmer's Tools. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, we do have Shepherd of Rot onto the battlefield, so we're going to go ahead and leave Shepherd of Rot up so we can go for those activations. And actually, Shepherd of Rot is one of my favorite zombie cards, if not my favorite zombie card. Before I started my channel, I kind of got into Legacy with like a mono black zombie build, kind of like goblins. And it was all built around like dark rituals. And when I say Legacy deck, I mean it very, very lightly. I was playing Legacy. It wasn't anything that was competitive because I was new. We're going to go for a Shepherd of Rot activation, let our opponent kind of know what's up. But yeah, Shepherd of Rot was heavily featured in that deck, and I really enjoyed it. In fact, I may record that one day. All right, so we do draw into Flooded Strand. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and go for Forest. Still send that trigger over at us. Unfortunately, it's going to go into the graveyard. We're not going to get Sidisi off of that, but at least next turn we will have Flooded Strand to go for. So let's go and go for Sidisi. That's going to be blue, black, and then green. Get that enter the battlefield trigger, and then we also still have a Shepherd of Rot to tap to Embalmer's Tools to maybe get an additional zombie off of that. All right, we do whiff off of that Sidisi trigger. Anything else? And that's going to be tapping an untapped zombie. Yeah, let's just go and pass the turn to our opponent, and then we'll be online for Embalmer's Tool, and then we can start working towards getting rid of our opponent's life total. The fun thing about this deck and running Shepherd of Rot in here is that if let's say our opponent gets down Pillow Fort or something like that, a lot of taxing effects to where we can't swing in, we can definitely get a Shepherd of Rot win. Always on board for that. Now, if they do swing in and our life total gets below theirs, that's kind of the weird holding pattern, but we definitely go for that. In fact, let's go and go for Embalmer's Tools. Target player, yeah, we're going to go for us. Choosing us, tap down Shepherd of Rot, and then put top card. Keep our fingers crossed it's a zombie. It's not a zombie. Pluto Delta, but at least next turn we'll be online for Shepherd of Rot, and then hopefully we can kind of maybe swing in and get our life total back above them, because that's really all you need to go for a Shepherd of Rot activation, and the game will end in a draw if we get to that point, to where we have enough activation to where we both lose. Let's go for Flooded Strand, so if you want to see the world burn, that's something you can go for. All right, let's go for Hedron Crab Trigger. In response to that, let's go and crack Flooded Strand and get another land on the battlefield. Let's go and grab Fetid Pools. Yeah, that's fine. Grab Fetid Pools, choose another 3 over our way. Really looking at Armored Scab out of our hand. All right, there we go. Ooh, we do run into Dread Return. So at this point right now, we're looking for something like Crater Hoof to really kind of get these zombies going. No other creatures. Let's go and go for Armored Scab on this one. This can be blue. I'm going to leave up Breeding Pool too. All right, go for Armored Scab. Put the top 4 cards of our library into our graveyard. Oh, yes, there we go. See if we hit another zombie. Yes. Okay. And hit that Plague Belcher. End up with another 2/2 zombie. Anything else? No, I think we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Do we want to go and swing in with Sidisi at this point? Yeah. I don't mind that. Let's go and swing with Sidisi. It's going to put our opponent down to 21. And what it's going to allow us to do is get an additional zombie on the battlefield. But at the same time, we can just chump block on Sliver Queen to kind of get ahead on that life total. All right. There we go. So your opponent's going to go for it. It's going to be 2 total mana. Create a colorless silver. Okay. Sliver. Sorry, I don't know why it was stuck in my head that it's Sliver. I think I'm not necessarily dyslexic. I think that I don't know what it is, but I just jumble up letters sometimes. As you can tell, when I did Johora instead of Joyra, and then I recorded Zakama. I don't know if I've released it, what my release schedule is, but whenever I did Zakama, it was or no, I originally called it Zakama instead of Zakama. So there we go. All right, opponent's gonna get down 3 slivers. Unfortunately, on that one, I kind of misjudged that reflecting pool and Birds of Paradise getting enough slivers down. So I thought we are gonna be able to get in for at least 3 points of damage. But we're gonna lose CDC on that one. So that's a little bit of a misplay on my part. Let's see anything else. Now we're gonna go and pass the turn. We still have Embalmer's Tools to go for. We still have at least 2/2 zombies onto the battlefield. And actually, I should have gone for a few activations off Embalmer Tools once we have CDC on the battlefield. So got a little too chatty Cathy on that one. Sorry about that. But at least we can still declare a zombie a blocker. We'll shock in Watery Grave and still go for Sidisi on the back end. Now, we did run into Gem Palm Polluter out of the graveyard. If we can somehow get it back into our hand, you know, it's a little bit clunky. We do have a few, I think it's Unholy Grotto that allows us to put a zombie on top of our library. So if we do run into that, let's say that we do get into Life from the Loam, that's something we can definitely get onto the battlefield. All right, but it's simply just going to go ahead and pass the turn. Do we want to start going for the Shepherd of Rod activations? It's going to be 5 zombies on the battlefield. Let's go for it. We can get down CDC next turn. We'll make it a little bit close, but we've got the numbers on our side as far as getting down tokens. Our opponent is going to be limited to 2 mana per token, so at least we're going to be able to outrace him on that one. But yeah, sorry about that. I should have gone for a Balmer's Tool in response to those 3 the chump blockers. It's a little bit bad magic on my part. All right. Let's go ahead and, at this point, let's not dredge Stinkweed Imp. All right, drawn to Excavator. Let's go and shock Watery Grave in. Yeah, we're going to pay that 2 life. Let's go and get down Sidisi. That trigger is going to be sent over at us. Oh, look at that graveyard. There we go. All right, let's go for Sidisi. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go and tap out for Sultai colors. And then 1, 2, 3. All right, go and get down CDC. Let's get another zombie going. And then next turn, we can really start going for Shepherd of Rot and then going for Embalmer's Tools. All right, Corpse Connoisseur in the graveyard. Anything else? We could push in. That's going to be, we're looking at 2 more tokens onto the battlefield. They can trade with some of these zombies if they want to. Yeah, let's go and go for that. Let's swing in with a couple zombies, swing with the Armored Scab, just kind of bluff them with Hedron Crab, and then anything else. Now, let's go and push across on that one. So we do have 2/2 zombies. They can at least make 2 more Sliver tokens. They can trade with the zombie. We'll probably still go ahead and go for a Shepherd of Rot activation and see if we can't get a few more down with Embalmer's Tools, tapping that last zombie. All right, I'm just going to get another Sliver down. And I love the full art tokens on that too. All right, see how they want to block on this one. Okay, we got 2 zombies trading on that one. Click OK. Let's go ahead and go for a Shepherd of Rot activation. Each player loses 1 life for each zombie on the battlefield. All right, put him down to 17, puts us down to 10. And then that's going to be okay. Yeah, we're okay on that one. Trade with those 2 Sliver tokens, and then anything else. Now I think we're going to pass turn to our opponent. All right. Now we do have at least one of the bigger dredge options we do have in our deck is going to be Uncle Gary, Golgari Grave Troll. That's like actually a throwback to one of the first times I did CDC. Somebody thought I said Uncle Gary instead of Golgari Grave Troll, or thought I said Gary Grave Troll or something like that. So I just started calling him Uncle Gary. And so that's a little bit of Jolt lore for you on that one. But we do have Uncle Gary in the graveyard. That's going to be Dredge 6. So hopefully that'll give us an additional zombie. And between swinging in and going for another, ooh, Desperate Ritual, okay. Hopefully we'll see if we can't get the life total down to where we can swing him with enough zombies to kind of take care of our opponent. See what our opponent's going to be tapping out for. Yawgmoth's Will, okay. We're looking at Thoughtseize and Desperate Ritual, which is not the worst thing that we could be running into. This kind of might be more a little bit of a value play, but we'll see what they're going to show for it. And opponent's going to go for Thoughtseize taking the Excavator. That's okay. All right, take the Excavator. That's going to put them down to actually 12, which is going to work into our favor. And they have 1 more card left in their hand, so let's see what that's going to be. Like I said, though, we're getting actually pretty close to, we might be able to push past our opponent and win with a Shepherd of Rot activation, unless they have some sort of board wipe. Mind's Desire. All right. Let's see what we got on this one. Let's get the reveal zone. It's going to be Goblin Electromancer, I think. Sunscape Familiar, Jeweled Amulet, Waste Not, and then Sulfur Falls. I think we might have been okay on this one. Lion's Eye Diamond. That's going to give him a little bit of extra mana on this one. Let's get this popped out just a little bit. There we go. All right. Opponent's going to get down and Waste Not. There's not really any way they can go for Lion's Eye Diamond. They really have nothing left in the hand to kind of push past on this one. Goblin Electromancer, okay. I'm just going to go for that Lion's Eye Diamond. Like I said, they can crack that if there's no cards in the hand, and what are they going to do with that mana other than to just create a few more tokens? All right, let's go and get that crossed off. Let's go ahead and go for Embalmer's Tools. Choose us. We're going to go and tap a zombie on this one. Hopefully we get lucky, get a zombie. All right, hit Memorial. And then anything else. Sidisi is not a zombie. No, it is not. That always throws me off. I always think that Sidisi would be a zombie. I know she's not technically a zombie, but you always get zombie kind of focused on your brain or whatever. All right. So we're drawing two. Let's go and dredge Golgari Grave Troll. All right. Oh, and actually we don't hit we hit 0 creatures off of that. All right. Do have Dread Return. We can go for that, sacrificing a few more zombies if we want to bring any sort of, that's going to be Undead War Chief if we wanted to bring that back. What we could do is sacrifice Sidisi, Hedron Crab, swing in for a little bit. But as far as coming across on this one, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this. If we go for Unearth on Corpse Connoisseur, that's going to be Crater Hoof swinging across, and then we should be able to get into a spot to where we can deal enough damage. I think that's going to be enough. That's going to be 4. Let's try that out. It's going to be Corpse Connoisseur. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's actually have a less activation cost on that one because of Embalmer Tools. Let's go and Unearth for 4. Let's go and grab Crater Hoof. Yes, we're going to use that ability. Where are you, Crater Hoof? All right, get your butt on the battlefield. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Get another zombie off of Sidisi. All right, Pota's going to scoop it up. So we've got Crater Hoof in the graveyard. We also still have Shepherd of Rot swinging across. Once we bring back Crater Hoof, we're going to be sacrificing Hedron Crab, Sidisi, and then one more creature, which is going to be, let's say one of the zombies. We'll have that trample damage coming across, and we'll also be able to go for a Shepherd of Rot activation, allow us to close the game out. All right, there we go. Played a little bit loose in the beginning, but if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.